One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive, and will come forth later in uglier ways. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. Everywhere I go I find a poet has been there before me. Immorality, no less than morality, has at all times found support in religion. The madman is a dreamer awake. He does not believe that does not live according to his belief. My love is something valuable to me, which I ought not to throw away without reflection. The intention that man should be happy is not in the plan of creation. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanists. The creative writer does the same as the child at play, he creates a world of fantasy, which he takes very seriously. What progress we are making! In the Middle Ages they would have burned me. Now they are content with burning my books. Loneliness and darkness have just robbed me of my valuables. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea, they become powerless when they oppose it. You wanted to kill your father in order to be your father yourself. Now you are your father, but a dead father. I cannot think of any need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. The goal of all life is death. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? The ego is not master in its own house. Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. Civilization began the first time an angry person cast a word instead of a rock. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. If you can't do it, give up. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult. It is impossible to overlook the extent to which civilization is built upon a renunciation of instinct. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by unpleasant people. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you, in the past. If you don't like a person, it's because they remind you of something you don't like about yourself. The only shame in masturbation is the shame of not doing it well.